This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story tonight, a Parrish neighborhood has been the scene of an armed standoff. A man in the Twin River subdivision barricading himself inside his home. ABC7's Rick Adams has the latest now from Parrish.
Yeah, this tense situation here has gone on for many hours. It's something that has shaken this quiet community. The Twin Rivers subdivision in Parrish has been on edge since around 3:30 Wednesday afternoon. That's when an armed man barricaded himself inside his home in the 3400 block of 162nd Avenue East.
It's very unnerving, but as soon as the police explained that no one was running loose, we didn't have any kind of a situation where I might be in danger, I asked them, they said, no, you're safe. I sort of figured out who it was involved with.
For Teresa Orr, she says she has encountered the man many times around the neighborhood and has never had any issues with him. She tells us she's not too surprised this happened and is very concerned.
I never got a bad feeling about him. I feel like he had some mental problems.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office SWAT team and several other units were on scene. We're being told the man fired several shots from his home, but no one was injured. Some of the neighborhood had to be evacuated.
For the area, I'm really shocked. I didn't expect this at all. I'm shocked to the fact that it's right next to our house.
The name of the man has yet to be released. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says they will disclose more information as soon as it becomes available. And at this time, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. These are questions we're hoping to have answers to in the coming days. Reporting from Parrish, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Rick, thank you. New tonight, an Amber Alert is issued for 4 children from Bradenton. Detectives say they may be in danger. The 4 children missing are Joseph, Jocelyn, Joella, and Jacqueline Gadwan. Their grandmother had been given temporary custody due to issues between the parents. She reported them missing on Friday after the mother took the kids from her home. The mother is only allowed supervised visits, and detectives have since found information that they could be in danger. The vehicle they may be in is a dark green 2016 Toyota Corolla. Anyone with information should contact law enforcement immediately. Now that Hurricane Maria has moved past Puerto Rico, search and rescue teams are taking to the darkened streets of an island almost completely without power. The devastating winds and flooding rains have finally died down. Let's get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for more in our first alert forecast. Bob?
Well, certainly the winds have, Scott. The winds have lessened considerably. It's down to a Category 2 storm as it pulls further away out into the Atlantic. It's starting to get a little bit better organized once again. Puerto Rico and the mountains disrupted the mid-level flow on it, and so it's not looking nearly as organized as it once was. And as far as the system goes, there's still a lot of rain, though, still occurring over parts of Puerto Rico. You can see another band right there. This is a huge area of heavy rain which will rotate right on into that mountainous regime and still cause the potential for mudslides. Heavy rain is still occurring there. They could see an additional 5 to maybe even 10 inches of rainfall with some of these banding features that move on through as this slowly departs off to the northwest. You can see a couple more bands making it through the U.S. and British Virgin Islands tonight. So although the winds are dying down, the rain really isn't at this point, and that's going to be a big concern. Obviously, flooding is the next biggest thing, and water has a tendency to kill more than the winds, and so this is a potentially very dangerous situation there tonight across Puerto Rico and tomorrow morning as well. It is now a Category 2. The 11 o'clock advisory just coming in. Gusts are up to 130 still, and the winds at 110 miles an hour. It wouldn't take much to get this to a Category 3, and it looks like that'll happen fairly soon. Now, there are warnings in effect for the Turks and Caicos. This is going to be such a large storm. Any deviation to the south and to the west, I should say, to the west and north will give a much better chance to seeing hurricane force winds in the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. It goes up to a 3 as early as Thursday evening, and it stays a 3 for a while east of the Bahamas now. And again, the forecast cone is well away from Florida and even the northern and central Bahamas at this point. It moves to the north, it gets some shear, and then it gets down to a Category 1 by Monday. And there's still a lot of uncertainty as to what it's going to do later on into Monday and Tuesday of next week. But the satellite and center now is off into the, again, the Atlantic. And now the Dominican Republic will see some life-threatening flooding going on there, too, as a result of that storm right there nearby. Now, as far as the overall picture goes, we are still watching Jose, which is still hanging around there. We have another system way out here in the Atlantic, but if it were to develop, it would move northward into the open waters of the Atlantic at this point. So There's the tropics for you. Very active indeed. For us, we've had an active night, some heavy rainfall earlier, up to 3 inches in some places into Charlotte County. We'll talk more about our rain chances for tomorrow coming up in a few minutes. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Maria left all of Puerto Rico in the dark. Power is out and at least 9 people dead in the Caribbean. The storm made landfall in Puerto Rico as a powerful Category 4 this morning. Tonight, the storm has moved off the island, as you just saw, but the danger is far from over. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in New York with more.
Hurricane Maria's wrath devastating Puerto Rico, leaving debris everywhere with roofs ripped off, windows shattered, trees toppled, and power lines knocked down. The emergency management director confirming hours after Maria made landfall, all of Puerto Rico lost power, claiming the island is destroyed.
The wind howls and screeches, the doors rattle.
In some areas, now drenched with up to 30 inches of rain, residents are scrambling to keep water out of their homes. The last time Puerto Rico was hit with a storm this powerful, 1928. ABC's Victor Requendo is in San Juan.
We're standing on one of the busiest thoroughfares in all of San Juan, Puerto Rico, the John F. Kennedy Expressway. Not a single car in sight. We're the only ones out here.
Damaged hospitals are now running on generators, and shelters and even hotel ballrooms are now serving as temporary homes for thousands of evacuees. The full extent of the damage in Puerto Rico, too early to tell. But this is a look from above across Dominica, where Maria first made landfall. The devastation there being called tremendous, and the country left with no running water and no electricity. And tonight in Puerto Rico, the governor issued a curfew and launched search and rescue teams to begin looking for people possibly trapped in flooded homes. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Cleanup has begun in Manatee County to get rid of storm debris from Irma. The collection began Monday, and it could take up to 6 weeks to complete. There's just so much of it. The county asking homeowners to separate storm debris into 3 categories: vegetative waste like tree limbs and leaves, appliances like refrigerators, AC units, and construction and demolition debris like drywall and fencing. Manatee County utilities officials say they're doing the best they can to get cleanup done as quick and efficient as possible.
There is a large quantity. Fortunately, it's not as bad as it could have been had we had a worse storm hit us more directly. But we are doing what we can to pick it up in the fastest way possible.
Although there are no guarantees on when it will be done, our weather could delay or extend this process. As the Suncoast recovers from Irma, the building division is waiving fees and fast-tracking emergency permits related to the storm for as long as necessary. If you need an emergency permit for your home or business, you're encouraged to photograph the damage, which requires emergency repairs as soon as possible. Now, to qualify as an emergency, the application must state that the work is related to Hurricane Irma damage. Emergency permits will be issued for a number of things, including roofs, fences, tree removal, and signs. Florida Power and Light remains staged at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds and has been working to restore power for a week and a half now. Yesterday, the power company reported about 95% of those who lost electricity in our region now have it back. Some of that 5% still without power have been showing up to the FPL staging site asking when their power will be restored. Well, the current number of households are way down. Look at these numbers now. Without power in Manatee County, it's only down to 60. And then in Sarasota County, the number is 160. We're getting close. City and county leaders have been discussing some of the more pressing issues facing the Suncoast, including how our local government can do better responding to hurricanes. Some of the concerns at top of their list include transportation, including the expansion of River Road as an evacuation route, as well as mental health and how local officials could have improved their response to Hurricane Irma.
When the storm is bigger than the entire state, there's no place to run and no place to hide. Of course, we're going to recap what did we do right, what did we do wrong. My particular thing is, since I live in Venice, we do need more shelters in Venice. We need a lot more shelters in Venice. So that was the only flaw. Other than that, I think we operated pretty effectively and efficiently, and county government was on it 24/7.
Group also discussing what can be done to help local homeowners and businesses currently struggling after the storm. A new spring training stadium will begin going up soon in Northport. City commissioners there approving the deal to bring the Atlanta Braves here in 2019. The West Villages hopes to break ground next month with structures beginning to take shape in November. The project is set to be completed and ready for the first game in February of 2019.
Well, we're very glad that it's passed. It has been a long process, as you can imagine.
The stadium project is being paid for by Sarasota County, the state of Florida, City of Northport, Matt Amy Homes, and the Atlanta Braves. Straight ahead, we'll get back to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. We'll have more on our first alert forecast for us here on the Suncoast, plus the latest on the catastrophic earthquake in Mexico, and how one athlete from Mexico that is here on the Suncoast is dealing with that devastating news.
We were watching ABC7 News.
We kept getting the information we needed along the way, and it did help us prepare.
When they were showing the eye, I started to realize, okay, we better take some precautions.
We were able to look at the My Suncoast app and get the weather updates.
We stayed informed during the storm.
It makes a big difference having the information that you need in a time of stress.
Bob and John Scalzi, both of them, they're my favorites.
It helped a lot to have you guys reporting for us.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Willamania.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
All right, Bob is back. We had a pretty nice day here on the Suncoast, and then some showers around this afternoon and into the evening. I heard one tonight.
We had some flood advisories back with us, too. So some heavy rainfall at times. We did have a beautiful sunset, though. Let's get away from the hurricane talk right now and take a look at some beautiful pictures that were sent in. This one from Cindy as the big sun dropping below the horizon there in Nokomis and a few clouds off in the distance. And this one from Ringling, Kimberly Slade sending this one in. A nice shot. Palm trees right there looking beautiful. And Art Conforti out on the water with his boat and getting that little shot right there. Appreciate that. Van Way's a webcam showing those showers that were around earlier today, kind of dancing across the skies. A little heavier rain down south near Northport, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, and even into East Venice. At times, the rain was heavy enough the National Weather Service issued a flood advisory at around 7 o'clock this evening, and it extended it to 9. But that has now since moved on. All that heavy rain is gone now, and it doesn't appear that it will be back that much tomorrow. We'll see a little chance for a few scattered showers tomorrow. More so on Friday, unfortunately, for football Friday night. Could be a little wet right now. We're going to Rain chance will jump up a little bit on Friday and into Saturday. As far as the rainfall estimates go right now, you can see that Manatee County didn't get much at all. There were a few scattered showers around, but as far as the estimates go, Doppler estimating up to 3 inches of rainfall right there near Port Charlotte, near Kings Highway, and then stretching northward to Northport, up to 2 inches of rainfall. Lesser amounts near Venetian, nearly a ½ inch, and just 2/10 of an inch right there north of Osprey near Palmer Ranch. Now, the dry air that had been around yesterday has thinned out a bit. There's been a little return of moisture for just a little bit today, and tomorrow high pressure will start to build right over the top of us, so our rain chances will slide down somewhat. A better chance, as I mentioned, comes Friday. 77 right now, and the clouds are around. The dew point temperature is at 75 and the relative humidity at 94%. The high today was 92 and the low was 73. That 92, pretty warm, just a few degrees shy of the record. 0.04 of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. And as far as the hourly forecast goes for Thursday, you don't see much chance for rain there. Temperatures will be into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees once again. And the enhanced satellite imagery continues to show the system now is out in the Atlantic, and now that it's over its fuel source, the warm water, there's a chance it could intensify once again up to a Category 3. We're starting to see an eye form. It's rather ragged right now, not looking very uniform at all. But still, look at all that rainfall just rushing right into San Juan there. As far as the forecast goes, again, the 11 o'clock advisory is showing it moving off to the northwest, developing into a 3 again, just east of the Bahamas, it appears. And then if it's a little shift to the left here, it could cause concern for the United States, because if it stays on that course, the Carolina coast could get this. There's still a lot of question marks, and the Gulf Stream 4 was flying high in the out ahead of the storm. To get more information for the models tomorrow, we'll have a better chance to see what it's going to do. 60-mile-an-hour winds with this tropical storm Jose. It's going to move off to the south and west and then become extratropical and then dissipate. So it appears it's not going to do the Fujiwara effect, where the two storms can kind of dance around together with one another. Look at the cool down as a result of Irma, Jose, and Maria. This is the water temperatures now where those storms were nearby, and they have cooled down into the low 80s. And even along the path and track of Jose, temperatures into the low 80s there. But here's where the concern is: upper 80s to near 90-degree water temperatures all throughout the Western Caribbean. And even where Irma went through, temperatures are starting to rebound there once again as the Gulf Stream kind of works its way through there and has warmed things up into the upper 80s. So there's still plenty of fuel around for storms to develop in the latter half of the season. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. For northeast winds, turn to the north at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there. The water temperature is at 85. The UV index tomorrow will be high at a 10. And beaches will see a high of 88. Should be a great beach day. Low tide upcoming 8:16, I should say. High tide will be at 1:30, another low tide at 8:21. Sunrise will be at 7:19. And the forecast, partly cloudy, 74, mild, and northeast winds at 5. And then for tomorrow, the last full day of summer, partly cloudy, 90, with a 20% chance for showers. And the extended forecast does call for fall to roll in on Friday, and then a pretty good chance for showers and storms in the afternoon and evening on Friday and Saturday at 60%. And it looks like Maria will actually dry us out on Sunday through the work week. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Tonight in central Mexico, the search for survivors of that devastating earthquake in Mexico continues. Many there are holding out hope that those missing will be found alive. So far, the quake has killed more than 200 people, and as time passes, that number is expected to climb. ABC's Carlos Granda is in Mexico with the latest.
A daunting task for first responders as they work their way through the rubble of what was once an elementary school. The frantic search for life continuing. Rescuers peeking into the debris, raising their arms above their heads to silence the crowd as they listen for signs of life. And now word that they've made contact with a girl still trapped inside but alive. At least 21 children and 4 teachers have died there. So much of this building in ruins, yet students' backpacks still hang eerily on their hooks. 13-year-old Rodrigo Heredia narrowly escaped. Part of the structure collapsed and blocked the exit, he says. We had to be evacuated by crawling over a wall. This school is just one of dozens of buildings flattened in central Mexico when the massive 7.1 quake struck. It sent fireballs into the sky and people scrambling into the streets. Some capturing and sharing video of buildings crashing around them, the shaking lasting for minutes. All around Mexico City, rescuers are digging their way through the wreckage. The mayor saying more than 40 buildings have collapsed. Nearly half of the city is without power. And closer to the quake's epicenter, amid the rubble and ruin, the residents in the town of Huautla begin to mourn the dead. And here in the Central District, where there has been a lot of damage, you can see a building that collapsed. There are still rescuers in there. They say they'll be there all night if they have to, as long as they believe someone might still be alive. Reporting from Mexico City, I'm Carlos Granda, ABC News.
Well, after years of planning and preparation, the 2017 World Rowing Championships get underway Saturday. Nearly 1,000 athletes from 70 different countries are taking part in this international regatta. A team from Mexico is here for the event, and one member says her team was devastated to hear about the earthquake back home.
Well, in the beginning we didn't even know how bad it was, so we were kind of worried, but not at all. And after a couple of hours we started receiving photos and videos, and then we worried. And everyone was in touch with their families, so everyone is okay by far. So we are worried and we are sad because we are far. At least I am kind of like angry that I cannot help at all, but we cannot do anything from here, so we are still going to concentrate and give our best effort in the race so we can make some good news for Mexico.
The rowing championships will start this Saturday and run through October 1st. Sports is coming up next, but first here's Jimmy Kimmel.
We have a very feisty show tonight, so lather up. I'm not going to attack Lindsey Graham for two reasons. Number one, he's one of the few Republicans who stands up to Donald Trump. And number two, Lindsey Graham happens to look a lot like my grandma Jane.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jaffe Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. Now, sports.
Another big crowd at Tropicana Field tonight to see the Cubs. Okay, maybe some were there to cheer for the Rays, but it was a big showing for Cubs fans. They took game one last night, holding the Rays to only one hit, but the Rays come out swinging tonight. That's Steven Souza Jr. hitting a solo home run off John Lester. It's 1-0. Rays get some more runs in the second. Brad Miller hits an RBI single to right. That scores another run, so it's 2-0 Rays. And then look at this beautiful bunt by Peter Borges. He's safe at first. It drives home another run. Rays scored 3 times in the second. They also got some terrific pitching tonight from starter Blake Snell, and the Rays win it tonight easily, 8-1 over the Cubs. Very scary scene at Yankee Stadium today. A young girl was injured by a foul ball off the bat of Todd Frazier. The ball hitting the little girl in the mouth. Several players were in tears afterward watching. Many of the Yankees players saying after the game that protective netting needs to be extended to protect fans from foul balls. The girl was taken to a nearby hospital. There's no word on her condition, but Frazier was still rattled by what happened after the game.
It was terrible, shaken up a little bit, and I don't know really what happened. I hope she's all right, but it was just something that I wish never happened. It was tough. It was tough to watch and tough to be a part of, to be honest.
By the way, the Yankees beat the Twins 11-3, but you can tell their thoughts were far away from baseball. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers right after this.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
famous horses on the Suncoast today, the Budweiser Clydesdales, in town marching through Venice. These horses are used for promotions and commercials by the Anheuser-Busch Brewing Company. Look how big and beautiful they are. This Clydesdale group is from St. Louis, Missouri, and is one of 3 teams that tours the United States. Look at that.
Always
They are
amazing seeing
beautiful.
them. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And close up too, in person. It's really quite amazing.
Looking up at them.
Absolutely. Happy they can come down here. You know, considering we had a hurricane not too long ago, and things are looking better for us tomorrow too. Drier, not as much rain. A better chance for storms though comes Friday.
There's probably a crew that cleans up after,
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure.
Follows them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want that job. Have a good night, everyone.